it is Toby here, and we are back in the garage gym for another Strongman events session. As you know, in my event session, we usually work up to a nice heavy log, do some shoulder and tricep accessories, and then smash out some Strongman events at the end of the session. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. Over the last 4 weeks in my block, I have been building up with heavy doubles all the way up to a pinnacle heavy double of 115 kilos, and if you know, that is 1 kilo less than my 1 rep max on log. So this block is going to be all about beating that 1 rep max and working up to not just a 120 log, but in week 4 of this block we are going to be doing a 125 kilo log for an almost 10 kilo log PB. So what does that mean for this session? Well, I'll tell you right now. So because this is the first week of the block, we are doing things a bit lighter, and it means we're going to work up to, once again, a heavy double on the log, but it's going to be a little less weight than last week. So we're going to be dropping the weight down to 110 kilo for a log double, hopefully making it look really, really easy, really comfortable, nailing the technique. And then what we've been doing the last sort of 4 weeks is we've been stripping the log after that down to a still fairly heavy weight, but a very manageable weight, and working on my clean by doing some higher rep sets, cleaning every rep. Now it is time to put that into practice. So we're going to be doing 2 sets of 3 after the heavy double. Fairly heavy. We're going to be doing 90 kilo today. 2 sets of 3, cleaning every rep. So not so much working the conditioning this week, just making sure we are nailing that clean every single rep in both sets. So that is going to be a nice finisher for our log press. Then we're going to move on to the close grip bench press, the best tricep accessory for me. I can go nice and heavy and really focus on working that lockout. Speaking of working that lockout, we then follow that up with the seated shoulder pin press. In the last block, this has been banded. We're going to ditch the bands today, go a bit heavier, just do raw weight and try and get some sets of 6 to 10 done on that, really focusing, that lockout of the tricep. Then just some shoulder health stuff. Going to try out some of the new cable attachments I've got hung up right there, which I did a review on in the last video. So going to be trying out one of those and do some single arm rear delt flies. And then it is the Strongman event. And today I'm thinking we're going to break out the sandbag. I was going to do stones, but in yesterday's deadlift session, my bicep in my right arm was feeling a little bit sore, a little bit tender. I'm not really sure what from, to be honest, but it started feeling a bit funky. So not going to do stones, going to try sandbag instead. That way I'm not covered in tacky. It's a bit less strain on the bicep, and we're going to still get some really nice work done there. Obviously, I've only got a 100 kilo sandbag, and for me, loading that over a bar is fairly comfortable. So we're just going to push it to the limit and try and get a couple sets of 10 done on that. We might call it a bit early though. We'll see how they feel. I haven't done a high rep set of these in a while, but I've set myself the goal of doing a set of 10, just passing it back and forth to myself, and we will see, if that is a really nasty finisher for today's session. So if you're looking forward to that, please be sure to stick around through the whole session so you can see that right at the end. So that's the session plan, and before I go ahead and get stuck into the log, all I want to know in the comments down below is if you were to pick one Strongman event to train at the end of your event session, so that being something that's not like a deadlift base or a pressing base, one of the other random Strongman events, which one would you pick? Because every week I've been doing yoke and I've been doing stones, and I want to mix it up. I want to see what you guys think we should get done. So comment down below what you think, but without further ado, here is that heavy double on the log. Well, what can I say about that other than it was just completely controlled, comfortable, and has made my beard go all wild. No, that felt really, really good. It's a heavy weight for me. A 110 double is, I've done it a few times before, but it's getting up there in my ability at log, and it is just becoming super comfy, super controlled. Every rep is feeling like I've nailed it. There's no slips on the clean, nothing. So that is exactly what we love to see. So what we're going to do now, as I mentioned, we're going to strip the weight down to 90 kilo. do 2 sets of 3 reps, cleaning every single one. I'm going to try and do it not rushing, not trying to get them in like 30 seconds or something. Just 2 sets, 3 reps, nice and controlled, make them look easy. Here they are. So apart from nearly losing the plates in the second set there, we did really well. They felt awesome. Super snappy, super speedy. Log is in an immaculate place right now. Everything is firing, everything's feeling good. Everything I'm doing seems to be working. And speaking of what I'm doing to help my log, it is time to blast those triceps. So we're gonna load up the bench press with fairly hefty weight. Do some close grip. It's heavy close grip, so it sets of 3 to 6. Aim of today is get at least 4 or 5 each set and see where we end up. If we get 6 each set, even better, we'll up the weight next week, but we will see. But first, I've got to pack away the log and catch my breath. So the next thing you will see is the close grip bench press. We'll film a couple of sets of that and a couple sets of the pin press. Do the same one big montage of absolute tricep destruction, and then we will talk about it right after. My triceps are well and truly blasted now. The close grip was really good. Got a set of 6 and 2 sets of 5. You saw my first 2 sets there. Yeah, much better than I thought. I was hoping 4 to 5 each set, so getting a 6 and 2 5s is, yeah, really good. That's improving very well. And then the seated shoulder pin press. You saw my last 2 sets. So I started with 85 for a set of 10. Jumped the weight up to 90. Got 8. Really wanted to get 8 again on the second set, or the third set, but the second set of 90. Hit 6. Went for the 7th, but my triceps just said no. It's crazy how quickly your triceps die off on those. 1 minute you're feeling like it's really easy, and the next you can't budget an inch. it's truly a really fantastic way to blast the lock out. And doing 90 kilo for sets of, like 6 to 8 is really, really good. I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, triceps are absolutely killing now. As you can imagine, they get really roasted when you're being a strongman. So at least that is all the pressing out of the way now. Really taxing stuff. Now I'm going to give the cable rear delt flies a go. I usually do these with dumbbells. But honestly, I hate dumbbell rear delt flies. Like, they're good, but they're just a lower back pump menace, to be honest. So I'm going to see how the cable ones feel. I'll film one set of them for you, just so you can see my setup for them and see if they're any good. And then afterwards, I'll talk about it. We'll see how they are, and then we'll get warming up on the sandbag. Yeah, as suspected, they feel 10 times better than any dumbbell fly I've ever done. It's the first time I've only been able to feel it in my rear delts. Usually I get it all across my traps as well, and then with the dumbbells holding that position, the lower back, because one of my hands is supported on the bench, it's purely just isolating to that rear delt. So that's really good on the end of this session, where my whole body's aching, really, because logs are full body exercise, and I don't really want to have to support myself in that position. So top tip for you there, if you have a cable stack, or even like me, a lat pull down and seated row combo, doing those instead of dumbbell rear delt flies feels really, really nice. So I'm going to finish those off. I've got one more set to do, and then I'm going to drag the sandbag out, do a couple singles to warm up. As I said, I've only got the 100 kilo sandbag, and if my forearm/bicep on the right hand side is feeling top tier, then we will go for a set of sort of AMRAP, try and get between 5 and 10. If it's feeling a bit iffy, I'll probably leave it after the warm-up. So we'll see. It's still feeling a bit twingy. It was on the log, but nothing too serious. So we'll play it by ear, but hopefully we can smash it. Right, we're all set up with the sandbag and yoke. So the idea is I just chuck the sandbag over, walk round, chuck it back, and just do that for as many reps as feels good. I'm not going to push it to the depth because of this bicep forearm issue, but I'm just going to keep going until I can't go any more without, pushing it too fast. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a couple warm-up reps now and show you those, and then we will assess and see what we do for the top set. Feels pretty damn easy, and I'm not feeling it in the bicep or forearm whatsoever. So we are just going to crack on and just get a top set done and just keep repping and repping and repping until I feel like it's a good number. My aim in my head's 10. We will see if we get that far. We will see if we exceed it. But I'm just going to do one sort of giant top set and just, work it hard, work it really hard. I like to do these every so often because it's so important to not only work your top end strength, but your endurance strength as well. So many events in strongman are endurance based, rep based. So being able to rep something like this out for 10 reps is really, really good. Obviously not something to do every week because it is knackering, but something to sprinkle in at least probably once a month, I'd say, possibly more. Just keep that ticking over, keep that good. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's get it done. that was really encouraging actually. That felt very manageable. It wasn't until, yeah, the sort of 7th or 8th rep that I started feeling it at all. Decided 8 was a good number, went for the 9th, and just, it was one of those where I went to pick it up, and by that point the lactic acid in my calves, particularly my calves, just built up massively, and like, it was one of those where I got it off the ground, but I didn't get high enough to get it into my lap because of my legs being knackered. And then if I had like fought it and tried to pull it into my lap, that's when like the bicep and forearm comes into it. So I decided just to put it down, call it 8, happy. Yeah, that's the most I've ever done on that, and it felt fairly comfortable. So yeah, when I'm full top tier shape, 10 on there's a no-brainer. But yeah, you could tell I was heavy breathing in that, and it was pretty knackering. I can't wait to have Will do Strongman with me, because it's the sort of thing where me and him could pass it backwards and forwards until one of us dies, and we just get really big and strong. So it's a fantastic movement to do. If you have nothing else Strongman related in your gym, get yourself a sandbag, and get it at body weight or just below. So for me, when I bought that, I was 90 kilo, so I got it just above body weight. Now I'm obviously heavier than that. I'm 124, so it's still a bit light for me. Obviously the ideal would be have a 120 sandbag, do sets of 5 or 6 with it, but yeah, it's just one of those things where sandbags are so versatile. You can carry them, you can whack them on your shoulder, put them over something, just deadlift them, row them, do whatever with them. They're a really, really useful bit of kit, and if you have nothing else Strongman related, get yourself a sandbag. It was the first bit I bought, and it still gets used every single day. Well, not every single day, but you know what I mean. It still gets used in every block. I use it for at least one thing. Yeah, really, really good bit of kit, and not too expensive as well. So that's my tidbit from today's session, is get yourself a sandbag. So overall, this session's been really, really good. It wasn't the most impressive session numbers-wise for me. I've done heavier log doubles. I've done heavier sandbag. I've done... yeah, pretty much more on everything, but it was one of those sessions where everything was moving, everything was clicking, everything felt really good. There were no mishaps, no mistakes, and we still made some PBs on the accessories, and finished off with a brutal blasting sandbag workout. So these are the sessions that I love, the ones that just go to plan, go really well, and leave me feeling really, really good. So hopefully this video has left you feeling really, really good, motivated to get in and get some stuff done. Get yourself a sandbag, do some sandbag repping over something. Doesn't even have to be over a yoke, it could just be picking up and putting it down. But yeah, fantastic exercise. But that is where I'm going to leave it today. So I hope you guys really did enjoy this training session. I know I did. It's not often I get a good Strongman event session on video for you guys. So I'm very glad that I did this time. So yeah, we're building towards some big logs in the next coming weeks. So if you're looking forward to that, leave a like down below. And if you just generally enjoyed the video, please be sure to like it. And if you've made it this far and enjoyed the content and enjoy Strongman training, then go ahead and subscribe. It helps me out massively. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Toby, and I'll see you in the next one.